In regards to The Witcher 4, there is many things one could say as to why the game won't be good when it comes out. People tend to gravitate towards the anti-human aesthetic that calls itself modern in order to confuse and dissuade criticism. It is a good place to start, but unfortunately people are now too low IQ or in denial to recognize the first steps of a pattern. The skill of pattern recognition has been killed through mass shaming and big funding. You don't need all of that, however. There's literally a video of them talking about how they will include ESG. That video has been ratioed to death. Unfortunately, there's less than 1 million people who've seen it, and that's why people still don't know. They still think that CD Projekt Red will give them a quality game when that's not the case. By the way, it's still out there, all 6 minutes of it. It's basically the Polish equivalent of You'll Own Nothing and Be Happy, except that they have yet to delete it. So that's why I'm talking about it now, just in case it happens. It's no surprise when you think about it. Witcher 1 didn't sell too hot, and it took a while before the company managed to push themselves out of bankruptcy. People tend to think in hindsight and not actually what happened. For a long time, that studio was not doing too well. I also imagine that their string of inconsistent releases probably doesn't help with their public image. Let's not forget, again, hindsight. We talk about CD Projekt Red as if they can do no wrong, but they have been known for a long time as the studio who releases a bunch of janky ass games. Games as recent as The Witcher 3 were a mess on release. Of course, most of you will cope and dislike bomb this video. You're part of the problem. It's clear what they're doing. They're hurting for money and ESG helps, where I don't think they're hurting that much for money, but I think that this studio wants to be assured that they will never hurt for money, so they probably go for that ESG fund, because it's money guaranteed, especially when you're a studio that's so inconsistent with the quality of your releases. They were the industry's darling until Cyberpunk came out, and then they got dug out of a hole because of an anime. The anime dug them out of the ground, and they dug themselves back into the hole. Well, not a financial hole at least. They have money now, they simply had to sell it to the devil. Even with the anime, they fought with Studio Trigger. The Rebecca hype ironically helped them, the very thing they fought against. I'm not going to argue with the masses. I don't know what more proof you need. Well, you don't need more proof, do you? You don't want the truth. You simply want someone to tell you how much Disney sucks every video. As if I could do that. Be controlled opposition. Give you your 2 minutes of hate but not actually produce anything that matters. Here's a video of a man eating a steak that doesn't exist. You know the game is slop, but the company is telling you it's good.
No, this steak doesn't exist. I know that when I put it in my mouth, the Matrix is telling my brain that it is juicy and delicious.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week we are wrangling a whole beef tenderloin. At least that's what I think it looks like Cypher is eating in that fancy harp-infested restaurant. Now this particular whole tenderloin has been trimmed and tied by my butcher, but I'm going to remove the ties and cut it into 3 pieces so I can show you how to prepare it 3 different ways. Not to mention show you how to truss a whole roast. First we're going to tie a knot on a loop at the end of our roast and then begin making a loop with the string like that, slipping it underneath the bottom of the roast to your next desired anchor point and pulling tight. Why truss a roast? Well, as you can see, it's a little misshapen.